Hello, everyone. We are here to talk and debate about climate change and which projects could help to reduce CO2 emissions in local governments. This is going to be a free debate. So, if you let me, I will make a quick introduction to the COP25, which is the topic that concerns us today. The COP25 conference, which took place last year in Madrid, established the need to achieve emission neutrality, i.e., a balance between greenhouse emissions and renewables in the half of the century. It is in this context that we must change the way we fight climate change and establish a more shared responsibility among the international community. Now, I'm going to introduce the speakers. Here are with us Amber Ruiz with the project Innovative Green Economy, Alan Morales with the project Emergency Pockets, Gabriel Cruz with the project Net Zero, Lucero Toledo with the project Alipace and Forest, and yours truly, Santiago Gonzalez, with the project Ghent and Gar. So I'm going to start with you, Amber. Tell us why you think your project is important to fight climate change and reduce emissions. I give you the word.
Thanks. The project proposed by Russia is called Innovate Green Economy, in which the government will bid on technological development in energy matters, working together with the private sector to reduce damage to the environment. If we have been more aware, we would have a planet with less environmental damage. Also, it's important to take into account that the world economy was damaged by the pandemic, wasn't it? Well, that's why our proposal is to activate the sector.
Okay, I think what you are saying is very important, but tell us, what is the percentage by which it pretends to reduce emission?
Would rather start limiting emissions from industries by 20 to 50% to stop the climate catastrophe that's coming. I wish we hadn't generated so many carbon dioxide emissions.
I think we all wish for a better future, but now I would like you to tell us, Alan, about your project Emergency Pocket. Is it affordable enough? Does it really could help to fight climate change?
Yes, it is. Solar panels use renewable energy. This will tackle climate change and at the same time the project contributes to reducing electricity costs.
But solar panels work with the sun, doesn't it?
Yes,
So, what will you do if there is no sun?
it works with panels and electrical equipment. These kits are accompanied with a battery capacity that ensures 3 days of power even without sun.
Alan, why are you calling the government of Dominica to contribute to the funding of this project?
Because we don't have enough financial resources to get the project going. If we had enough money, we will spend it on this project.
Well, Alan, I think that's important. I think for everyone here, funding is very important. Now, I would like you, Luz, to tell us how can an app for cell phones can fight against the climate change?
It's important pointed that if all the countries were going to cooperate and commit, this application will be available around the world. For China, the main objective of this debate is to open the dialogue with other countries that will reach a solid commitment. For instance, allows people to make real changes through small options, increasing environment awareness and improving local environments. For instance, has estimated planting 122 trees in places like Gansu province and Inner Mongolia, offering 5.9 million tons of carbon emissions.
That's really interesting, but if I might ask, we know that Alipay's ad forest has had a lot of acceptance in recent years within the masses. So please explain to us how does this application work?
I would rather to show you, but in this case, I'm going to explain you some examples. This application is created for the user to learn to perform low carbon actions that become an ecology energy gain. Walk, ride a bike, actions that reduce recycles use and carbon emissions. This green energy feeds the virtual trees of this application and forest. When users trees is large enough, you can choose to have airplanes, raise a real tree, or adopt a plot of protected land. Of course, we wish that this project continue growing.
Don't you think that the functioning of the application depends in some way of the awareness and education of a certain society?
Of course, it is why we request the constant support of the governments. Changing a society is difficult, but education it isn't.
Well, Luz, I think we'll have to wait to see results in your project. Now, Gabriel, what exactly does net zero target means? Why is the UK's intervention too critical to this project?
I'm glad you asked, Santiago. We do believe in the key findings scientific research has provided us with regarding the catastrophic possible outcomes of climate change. That being said, we do take climate change committee's recommendations very seriously. Net zero target is an initiative to turn the United Kingdom into a net zero emitter. That would require a reduction of the UK's greenhouse gas emissions by 100%, at least relative to the 1990s level. As a member of the Paris Agreement, the UK is willing to accomplish its goal.
I see so. Considering the UK's commitment towards this project, could you share with us some updates regarding the current progress? What actions have you been taking to reach this goal?
In the UK, we find ourselves surrounded by remarkable proofs of success. We have been just through an historical year when it comes to the fight against climate change. With grounds of optimism, we do believe that the decision of a government of making net zero law is just one of many steps in a positive direction to turn our economy into a more sustainable one. By 2018, our greenhouse gas emissions had fallen 44% below the 1990s level. And within the past 5 years, we've managed to reduce them by 40%. We are aware of the fact that there's a lot of work to do. We are aware of our weaknesses. Our government supports a national plan to renovate buildings and construct new housing to the highest standards of energy and water efficiency. You could say we back our discourse with a coherent national policy.
Taking these numbers into consideration, I'm curious about your priorities for the near future.
We do believe that we need to integrate the numerous sectors of our economy into this transition to achieve our goals, such as surface transportation, aviation and shipping, and of course, power generation.
Santiago, I want to ask you, which is the main objective of Gent and GART?
Oh, thank you for asking, Alan. I think I was missing. The project Ghent and Guard aims to strengthen short food supplies chains, increase sustainable food production and consumption, while also allowing for better access to food and decreasing food waste. Basically, we want to develop a sustainable food system. As a part of this initiative, we wish to commit the development of a sustainable local food policies because we think that the government plays an incredible role in this project. Obviously, within their urban context. It all depends in the urban context.
But how does this program help people in their day-to-day living? And how can waste of food could be totally eradicated?
Well, that's a good question, Gabriel. Gentengard will help people by providing employment to locals and enable a secure access to healthy food for those in need. That's one of our main objectives. We aim to recover, restore, and redistribute over 1,000 more tons of food surpluses for those people. To do so, we are joining forces with relevant players such as supermarkets, food producers and processors, restaurants, and cafeterias. A first small step towards achieving this goal and changes in people's behavior in the growing number of restaurants where you can ask for a box of our program for leftovers. I wish really all local governments understood the food surpluses can become a powerful tool to combat poverty in the city and to give citizens better access to affordable and healthy foods.
We are coming to the end of our debate, and unfortunately we cannot continue. Nevertheless, I would like to say that we know that there are still many challenges. Climate change is happening right now, and as representatives must continue working together. This is all for the first session conference of the parts. We agree that the states must end this submit, showing a clear commitment that they will increase their climate ambition.
Thanks everyone to all participant members. We hope that in the near future, we will continue counting on your support and participation. That's all for our session. Goodbye.